Hi friends, welcome back to Leonyx Tarot, and today's pick a card reading is going to be all about messages from your mother's higher self, and we have 3 piles to choose from. We have pile 1 with this piece of petrified wood, and we have pile 2 with this piece of tiger's eye. And then we have pile 3 with this piece of rose quartz. So feel free to pause the video if you need to, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1. So this is your reading if you chose the petrified wood, which is it's wood that's been encased in, I think it's because of its age, it turns into a crystal. I need to do my research on it really, but it's a lovely, earthy, gentle, kind of, I'm trying to think of the right word. There's a sense of stability to it and calmness with this crystal. So I'm just going to pop that over there. And then this is the top of the oracle cards that you chose from for your pile. So we're going to take a look at those next. And we have the journey, number 16. And we have number 4, the oracle with knowledge. And we also have persevere with silver ghost, which is the plant that's featured on that particular card. So this to me speaks of every journey that we go on, regardless of what it is or whether it's life itself, there's a cyclical nature to it. And this particular card, the journey, it talks about working with the cycles, whether it be of the seasons or working with the moon's phases, and also depending on your gender, but if you're still of the age where you're having periods, then also working with your menstrual cycle as well could be part of that. But there's something very cyclical in nature about that, knowing when to take action and knowing when to look within. And with the oracle card here, the oracle card talks about going within and having that inner knowledge. And same with the persevere card, actually, they all go together really well. It's all about having that balance between taking action and going and really kind of being an extrovert, and knowing when to be in that introverted phase and kind of withdrawing. But the persevere card talks about having that balance between not going inwards too much to the point where you cut yourself off and isolate yourself from others, but staying connected with others even when you withdraw and go within, so that you don't sever those connections of those relationships. So there is because this is to do with messages from your mother's higher self, there's something about trusting yourself to have the answers that you're seeking. And because everything has its season, everything comes to an end at some point, regardless of what it is. But if you turn to your mum for advice and guidance, like many of us do, and she's no longer here, then there is something about having those answers within yourself. Everything that she would have taught you as you were growing up, and the advice that she would have given, if you look within yourself, if you calm yourself and ground yourself so that you can really connect with yourself, the earth, and your roots, then you'll be able to find the answers that you're looking for. Whatever the knowledge is that you're seeking, it's already there within you. You already have the answers. It's just about persevering and grounding yourself to be able to go through those cycles and to be able to find the knowledge that you're seeking, because it feels like you miss her because you'd want to reach out and talk to her and ask her opinion or advice on something. But she's watching over you anyway, even though you can't speak to her necessarily because of her not being here. There may be something, for some reason I'm being shown old letters or things that she would have written down, and that there'd be value for you in them if you know where they are or could find them. There would be value for you to be able to sit down and read through them, because there's hidden pieces of information and knowledge that would kind of remind you of how she would have handled situations and what she would have wanted you to know. And also with this card here, the journey, there's something about this doorway and you being able to step through it and to really, it's almost like you've been holding yourself back from moving towards what it is that you want or that will bring you happiness. Because where she is at the moment, there's snow coming down around the outside, and if she were to take that step and turn round and see what's there, she could walk through that door where the sunshine is and come out of the cold. So to me this also speaks about your perceptions as well and how you're seeing things. But there's knowledge available to you. It's just a matter of you tapping into it and finding it. So we're going to look at the tarot now. And we'll get some oracles at the end as well, messages for you. Not quite sure what oracle deck we're going to use at the end yet, but I'm sure it will come. Whatever one it is I'm supposed to be using for you. So I'm just going to do one more shuffle. And then we shall take a look. Moon magic or working with the moon might be significant to you, or some kind of oracle work that you do already, whether it be crystal ball or a scrying mirror. But I think that you're quite tapped in anyway. Ten of Swords, yeah, it's a time to heal. What other messages are there, please, Spirit? My power ones, Mother's higher self. What messages? We've got the Tower, Three of Wands, Knight of Cups. What else, please, Spirit? The Devil and Eight of Wands. And on the back of the deck we have the Page of Cups. So pile 1, she wants you to heal, because the Ten of Swords here, when it's in reverse, to me it speaks about healing and letting those swords drop out. So the things that have The things that have gone wrong, if there were moments when you used to argue and not see eye to eye, it's time to kind of let those go. And because there isn't, she's not angry with you, there's no anger there, there's nothing but love. Everything that you would have disagreed on or not seen eye to eye on, it's all been, it's like it's all been forgiven and forgotten. There's nothing to worry about, and don't beat yourself up about anything that's happened in the past with your mum, because there isn't anything that she's holding against you. There's nothing but love. And you've been resisting change and holding on to things and not wanting to, there's almost a sense of not wanting to expand or grow or allow yourself to find that emotional fulfillment. You've been kind of holding back, looking over your shoulder and worrying about what's already been and gone. Or it's almost like a sense of whether your choices and actions would be approved of if you make these choices and changes. But it's almost like, you know, when we're small children and we want our parents to approve of what we're doing, it's that same kind of energy that it has to it. But she just wants you to be happy. It doesn't matter what choices you're making. She trusts your judgment, and because if you want to pursue something that you think that she wouldn't approve of, or wouldn't have approved of, I should say, then you don't need to worry about that. It's time to let that go and to just follow your bliss and your calling, and allow yourself that freedom. Because with the devil coming out here, it can be quite an almost trapping kind of feeling to it, where you've kind of gotten stuck, and especially with the Eight of Wands here in reverse, there's no need to stop yourself or hold back in any way. If you've found that you've been overindulging on things that aren't good for you, whether it be coping mechanisms that aren't healthy or some kind of substance, then they're hindering you more than helping you, because it's not allowing you to move forwards, and it's making everything kind of stagnate and stopping you from being able to, it's stopping the energy from flowing so that you can fully move forwards and step through this door. It's those things that are stopping you from being able to turn around, because even in this, if I can pick it up, even in this oracle card here, she's holding an apple, and all she can see is that apple. She's completely transfixed by it, and it's that element of temptation and staying comfortable, and it's that whole thing of being in your comfort zone and not wanting to make changes, because change can be scary. But by continuing to have those coping mechanisms of, it's almost like a burying your head in the sand, it's stopping things from falling into place and allowing things to move forwards, so that you can step through that door into the sunlight and come out of the darkness that you've been in. Because it's going to lead to this new emotional beginning. So you may find it helpful to start doing things that are creative, or that things that you enjoy, and because it's going to help turn things around, it's going to help you to be able to focus on those rather than the old coping mechanisms that you've been using, which is going to also lead with the Six of Wands underneath here. It's almost like people are going to start recognizing you for what you're doing and the changes that you're making, and what it is that you are creating for yourself from your emotional fulfillment and your, I want to say, passions as well, because you're then going to start sharing that with others. But there's very much a sense of her wanting you to be happy and be able to shift out of where the blockages have been that have stopped you from moving forwards and stopped you from making the changes, because it feels very much out of resisting that change, because let's face it, we all want to stay being that kid with our mum looking after us most of the time, to have that comfort, because our mums provide unconditional love. But if you're into, because this is all very cyclical in nature when it comes to the oracle cards that have come out, you may also be interested or worth looking into like divine mother type energies to work with, and even things like women's circles and red tent type events as well, because they'll give you that mothering energy and community of women coming together, sharing experiences. There could be something very healing in that for you. So before we finish your reading, we're going to get some oracle cards. I don't know how well this deck is going to work, but we're going to give it a go and see what messages come out for you. So, what messages do my pile ones, Mother's Higher Self, have for them, please? What messages are there? We've got two come out here. We both know I'm not the one for you. Now, I think that's referring to she's not the one that holds the answers for you, because they're within you. As I say, I wasn't sure quite how these were going to go. And I wish I could take back my words, so you may have had disagreements. And what else, please? That's my pile ones. I feel you even though we are apart. Because she does. You're still connected on an energetic level, regardless of whether someone is still here in the 3D or not. We're all energy at the end of the day, and our energy is connected regardless of whether they are here in the 3D. And can I get one more, please, Spirit? What other messages are there from my pile ones from their Mother's Higher Self? And you were the best thing in my life. Yeah, she's really proud of you. And really, she just wants to see, as I keep saying, she just wants to see you happy. She wants you to do what's right for you rather than what you think would be expected of you. So I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. I'm sending you so much love. And I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so. And I hope that you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, party. Welcome to your reading. So this is your reading if you chose the Tiger's Eye, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to pop him up there. And then these are the oracle cards that you've chosen. And we have Choice, Valkyrie, and it's card number 42. So numbers might be significant as well. Elemental Magic with Nature, and 21. And we have Achievement with Chango, I think it's called. So with the elemental magic here, it's a very powerful, it's like stripping everything back and working with the basics again, is what it makes me think of. And this particular card does talk about being able to see things through the eye of a child again, and with wonder and awe, and being able to connect with those qualities of ourselves. Because you may find at the moment that your spiritual and magical abilities, it's like your spiritual sight is opening up, and it's kind of providing that torch in the dark so that you can see things that you couldn't before. So it's also a time to re-establish your connection with nature as well, because of it being such an elemental thing, connecting with nature. So that may be significant for you. It could be something that you are either doing right now or that would be beneficial to you, because your spirit team, and I don't know whether you work with fairies at all, but they're kind of coming through to be there to support you in what you're doing. And even if it's, whether it be that you are trying to build something or manifest something new, but there is that support there for you that will help bring this in, because to me it almost has like the energy of the magician, having all of the parts and then bringing them together. And with having the achievement card there as well, then this is a sign to keep working towards what it is that you're after, because this particular card talks about being rewarded for your personal efforts and hard work, and to not give up and to keep going. There could be a possibility to have a need for working on personal development at the moment, because it could assist with what it is that you're trying to achieve. So there's almost like it almost feels like an element of connecting with the earth and with your roots, and to have that connection with Mother Gaia and the universe as a whole to support you going forwards. And this card in particular also talks about communities and groups as well as a source of inspiration. So it might be that you find it helpful to be around other like-minded people that are going to inspire you to take action, or give you ideas as to what direction you could be going in with something as well. But there is something about cooperation and the part that you play in relationships being important at the moment. But it's important that you focus on the positives and don't kind of slip into that almost defeative kind of mindset, because it's going to affect the outcome. So make sure that you're staying positive and trying to focus on like an attitude of gratitude kind of thing. It's kind of an energy of trying to think if it's like the last quarter moon, but it's like that last push before everything kind of falls into place. We get tested. The closer we are to reaching our goals, something will come along to test whether it's what we truly want, and it's about staying true to ourselves and true to our desired outcome, to kind of push it over that edge to get there. Because it's almost like so it is kind of like a test and a growing, it's like a growing pain, pushing through those last bits to really get there. And then because with the choice card being here with Valkyrie, this really talks about having control over yourself, and because we only have control over ourselves, we don't have control over others. All we can do is control how we react to things and how we proceed. So this to me talks about choosing your thoughts and actions carefully, because they're going to affect the outcome of what it is that you're trying to bring in. And they can even transform your fears as well. If you find that you're seeing things through like a negative sort of lens and you need to shift, if you shift your mindset, then you start to see the situation differently, and then you can take different actions around that and towards it. So be courageous, and it's almost like that, feel the fear and do it anyway. So these are what are supporting you at the moment, and the things that will help you on your path forwards. So I'm interested to see what messages come through, because this feels like it's very much about a situation that you're currently dealing with. Where did I put the tarot cards? There they are. To do with the situation that you're dealing with, and it's almost like messages of advice that are coming through from your mother's higher self. Because obviously she has a different perspective on things because of being back at source and being able to see things from a higher perspective, really. So what messages are there, please, from pile 2's mother's higher self? What do they want them to know? What does she want them to know? We have the Fool, Wheel of Fortune, and the Ten of Wands. I can't speak today. Ten of Wands. What else, please? What other messages are there, please? The Hermit and the... what's that one? Six of Wands in reverse. Is there anything else, please, Spirit? And pile 2's mother's higher self. And we have the Page of Swords in reverse, and then on the back of the deck we have the 10 of Pentacles. So, messages that we have here. There's a need to lighten your load and to put things down that no longer serve you, and to really allow things to progress. There's a need to cut away and cut out and let go of, as I say, anything that isn't serving you, because it's weighing you down and holding you back. Because with these two coming out, the Wheel of Fortune to me is about closing out a cycle, things changing, and because everything has its season and better things being on the way. And then with the Fool here, it's all about taking that, not necessarily that leap of faith and going forwards, but also about approaching things with those new eyes. It's like seeing things from a brand new perspective and being a complete novice about something, and treating things as an adventure when you're moving forwards in life, and having that curiosity about things. But because they've come out in reverse, to me these are blocked energies that are waiting to come in, but they're unable to at the moment because of all of these heavy burdens that you've got, they might be self-imposed, or there might be things that other people have asked you to do and you've just kind of taken them on and gone, yeah, okay. It's almost like a pile it on me sort of energy to it. But there is a need to release those, put all of those ones down. You don't need all of them. You don't need all of those responsibilities. You don't need all of those tasks and jobs, even if it comes down to delegating to someone else and making that choice to pass it on to someone else, because you don't need to do it all yourself, I should say. Because there is a need to go within, to rest, to reconnect with your inner self and your inner knowing, to stay true on this path that you've chosen and the things that you're trying to achieve and bring in. Because without that, then you may lose sight of what it is that you're working towards, because there is a need for clarity and things. Surrounding yourself with family and your loved ones, and being in that comfortable, nurturing kind of environment of a home, it feels like it would be really good for you. So if you found that you are working too much and you need that break and to refresh and renew, then even if you only have a limited amount of time, you may find that it is really helpful to spend it with family, to bring that clarity in. Because there is a need for rest, and it is divinely guided. Because we've got the little spirits there with you. Because we have the cat here, there's an owl up there. Animals might be significant to you as well, whether you have them as companion animals, or it could be something about spending time in nature and being around them, because we've already had nature come out with the elemental magic card as well, talking about spending more time in nature. So that could be quite healing for you as well. I know if you're in the northern hemisphere right now, then it's not exactly the warmest time of year to be spending time in nature, but it has been quite mild so far this year where I am. But you may also find, if you work with crystals, you may also find that tiger's eye would be helpful for you, because it's very, very grounding sort of crystal. Because it works with our lower chakras. I believe tiger's eye works with 2 or 3 different chakras, but I can't remember which ones they are. But I know that they are linked with your lower chakras. I think one of them is your root chakra, which is what connects us with Mother Gaia and the elements. So you may find that helpful if you don't have a piece already, or if you do, then you might find it helpful to grab that and to use that. So we're going to use this oracle deck They're a little bit hit and miss with the messages, but we're trying it out because I don't know, I was just drawn to, so there must be something in them that is significant. So can we get some messages, please, Spirit? From pile 2's Mother's Higher Self. And we have, I will wait for a sign from you. I think that's more to do with being watched over. And it's almost like maybe waiting for a sign to know that you're okay. And that you're surrounded by loved ones. I'm starting to understand our connection. This could be to do with things that happened before your mother passed over. Because these are obviously from your mother's higher self. So there may be lessons and things that you taught her that she's now beginning to understand and comprehend. What else, please, Spirit? Yeah, I lost myself for a little while. So it might be to do with understanding the connection, because we can lose our own connection with our higher selves and the true essence of ourselves. So we can lose ourselves while we're here in the 3D, that true essence of who we are. And it's almost like an acknowledgement of how she maybe didn't show up in a way that is true to who she really was. Because obviously we all have wounding and things like that. So it may be that she lost herself while you were in connection in the 3D. What else, please, Spirit? What other messages are there? My pile 2's from their mother's higher self. And finding out the truth crushed me. So there may be something that came out, but I will leave those for you to interpret as well, because obviously you're going to understand the semantics of your situation way more than what I do, as this is a collective reading and there's too many different possibilities. But thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'm sending you so much love. Thank you to your mother's higher self, to your guides, my guides, and Spirit for letting me do this. And please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so. And I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose the rose quartz crystal. I'm just going to pop that up there. And these are the oracle cards that you chose. So you are the only pile to get 2 of these. So we'll see what they are. And we have Fear with number 12 and Resilience with number 8. So the numbers might be significant to you. And we have Weather Magic, number 23, and Celebration with Casablanca Lily. So Weather Magic talks about, obviously, weather magic and being able to manipulate the weather to suit your needs. And so the underlying message of this card is to do with being able to manipulate a situation into your desired outcome. So the message in the guidebook for this one is: a sunny disposition banishes the black clouds of manipulation to reveal the bright outcome you desire. Works on weather magic to assist climate change. But to me, this is very much about, it's that energy of being wild and free and being able to just be true to yourself. And it's almost that thing of being able to dance through the storms of life and being able to change everything that you touch as well. And with this card of celebration being here, with the Casablanca lily, it talks about celebration and rejoicing that there will be good news soon. It can often talk about, this particular card talks about the possibility of a new addition to the family or within your circle of friends. But it's just an overall reason to be joyful. And there could be gifts coming to you, or some kind of information or opportunity, which may have seemed once unobtainable. It's that kind of wish fulfillment type energy that this card holds. And you may find that there's a need to reflect on what or who you value in your life, and why, especially if there have been difficulties. And if you've found that because the challenges that this card talks about is an emptiness and dissatisfaction, if I can say the word, that can be presented, because that's what's linked with the flower that's on the card, the Casablanca lily. And with the two that you had come out over this side, I don't know why I've kind of flitted backwards and forwards, but there we go. There's a need to find that resilience in you. If you've been, rather than feeling like you are the one with the power to change things, if you've been feeling like you're the one under the dark cloud that can't seem to find a way to shift it, then it could be that there is a need to overcome the fears and find your resilience to be able to push through, because there is a positive outcome or opportunity coming to you. Life really kind of throws things at us left, right and centre, doesn't it? And it's not so much about excuse me, about what it is that we face. It's more to do with having that adversity and resilience to really overcome that. Because sometimes there are just no escaping things. But by building resilience, it allows you to handle things better and find almost a flexibility, which will allow you to, flexibility is part of that resilience, being able to change and go with the ebbs and flows of things. And if you found that you're feeling angry, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. Our emotions are here to teach us and to help us understand the situation so that we can truly integrate and accept the impact that a situation has on us. And it allows us, it's like a navigation system that's built in. By understanding our emotions, rather than letting our emotions rule how we handle a situation, we can use them to understand the situation and then come from a more grounded and aligned place. Because sometimes we get caught between a rock and a hard place, and there aren't any any real good choices, but we have to choose between the two bad choices to try and get to where we're going to, and and to be able to move forwards, not necessarily move on from something, but to be able to move forwards in a situation. Because if you can understand your fears, then you can start to stand strong against them, and to be able to feel the fear and do it anyway. Because once again, talking about our emotions, fears they're there to protect you. And regardless of whether it's a fear of something that is actually going to endanger us, or whether it is a perceived thing that we find threatening, it's learning to kind of differentiate between that. If it is something, obviously fear is really useful if we have, I don't know, a car hurtling towards us and we want to quickly navigate and get out of the way. That jolt of fear is going to spur us into action. But if we are fearing something like the fear of failure, or even the fear of success, it isn't something that is going to threaten our life in that same kind of way. So being able to understand where that fear is coming from, so that you can work through it to overcome it. And also, if you are an empath or identify as an empath, then it's important to be able to differentiate what is yours and what is someone else's when you're picking up on emotions and fears and things like that. Because not all of the fear that you're going to be feeling will be yours. It could be someone else's that you're picking up on. So making sure that you are cleansing yourself and your aura on a regular basis, and really letting go of anything that doesn't actually belong to you, will also help. So this feels very much like like a progression of things. Being able to find your resilience and flexibility to overcome your fears and step into your personal power, because it's going to lead to a positive outcome with this celebration card, and be able to start to receive the things that you are actually deserving of by overcoming your fears. So we're going to use the tarot to get some messages, to see what it is that your mother's higher self wants to say to you, because I think it's going to be in relation to this situation that has come out. Sorry, my throat's gone really funny. I had to take a moment because I had a coughing fit. But yeah, so I think it's going to be in relation to the situation that the oracle cards are referring to. And we'll just kind of see what it is that she wants you to know. So what messages are there, please, Spirit? For my pile 3s from their mother's higher self, what does she want them to know? And we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. What does she want them to know, please, Spirit? And we have the Hermit in reverse. What does she want them to know, please, Spirit? It's the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Two of Cups and the Lovers in reverse. So she wants to talk about this blocked energy that's going on, because your fears and anxieties, it feels like, are blocking these new beginnings, the new things coming in, because there is a Page of Pentacles is all about messages and someone coming towards you. But in this particular deck, I always read it as someone going out into the world on their own on an adventure with this map in front of them and just following this windy road and flipping a coin as to what direction they're going to go in. But because it's in reverse, it's it's very much like a reluctance to venture forwards and to go out into the world and to really really seek out those things and go on that adventure. But at the same time, you're not trusting your own intuition and your own guidance system and trusting your own inner knowing, because the Hermit's all about going within and finding that spark inside yourself. So, and there's almost a reluctance to really go too deep with that and to really purge that. But as we spoke about earlier, if you look within yourself and can really confront your fears, you can overcome these blocked energies. Because it's stopping you from being able to share your abundance and creations and to really show up and shine in the world. And you may with the Two of Cups here being the only tarot card that's come out upright, this talks all about harmonious relationships and having that balanced, healthy relationship with someone. So it may feel that you've kind of lost that. It may have been that your mum was your best friend and you were really close to each other. But she's still with you. Even though she's not here in the physical, she's still with you, looking over you and is there for you. And it's about finding that way to overcome the fears and things that you've been going through. Or it may be that you feel like the only thing that you have going for you right now is a relationship or finding a relationship. There is something about you may find that you have a tendency to put quite high importance on your romantic relationships and kind of, in a way, almost finding your self-worth through relationships. But as you go through this process, you are really going to step into your power. The reason that I say about putting your and putting importance, I don't know what's going on with my throat, putting importance on relationships is because we have the Lovers in reverse here. So it can be, yeah, and the Strength card in reverse as well. There's a need to have courage in who you are and to believe in yourself so that you can shift out of this fear mindset, because it's blocking all of the things from coming to you that you deserve, pile 3. You don't deserve to be on your own, or to not value yourself enough to put yourself out there and to really stand in your power. Yeah, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. There's something about you not feeling good on your own. You may not enjoy your own company, and you may feel like you need to be around others, or that you can't cope on your own and you need someone else there to look after you, or to really feel like you have a place in the world. But she can see how powerful you really are, because weather magic, it works with the elements, but it also controls the elements in a way, because it's influencing something that is much bigger than the individual. So to me it speaks of how powerful you really are, and although you may doubt yourself on a regular basis, and don't get me wrong, we all doubt ourselves from time to time. I doubt myself every time I sit down to do a reading, and especially with my throat. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't pursue the things that you want to, and to truly accept who you are, what you value, and what you want to work towards. There is nothing wrong in who you are. There is nothing wrong with what you want or wanting something. There is nothing wrong with going on this adventure, regardless of whether you are on your own or not. Whether you have friends around you that would go with you, a partner, it doesn't matter. You can go out there on your own, because you aren't truly on your own. Spirit is with you, your guides are with you, your angels, your power animals, they are all there with you. You are never truly on your own. And I think that could be quite important for you to hear, that you're never truly on your own, because it feels like it almost feels like you spend a lot of time with your face in your hands, almost not knowing quite what to do, and panicking, and just being fearful in general of the world. It's like you're kind of stuck between really showing up and going on an adventure, but not going within either. You're in this strange limbo in between, and it's what's blocking things from coming in. So yeah, there isn't really much else coming through. As we spoke about earlier, it's all about pushing through those fears and really acknowledging them, being able to see them for what they are, where they come from, be curious about where they come from, and start that journey of introspection, because it's going to allow you to step into your power, which is going to bring the celebration in and this offer or opportunity towards you, because you'll be able to free up that energy that's been used on managing your fears and anxieties, and it's going to bring more harmony to your relationships as well, and allow you to just feel more comfortable in your own skin, pile 3. So we are trying out this little oracle deck. They've been a little bit hit and miss so far, but I've used this deck for the other 2 piles, so we shall continue and just see what messages come through for you. So, Spirit, what messages are there for my pile 3's mother's higher self, please? What would she say to them? My life is not as together as it seems. So yeah, although she may have hid it from you, her life wouldn't have been quite as together as you may have thought it was at the time. What else, please, Spirit? So many things remind me of you. So yeah, even if you weren't necessarily as close as you used to be at the end, then you weren't forgotten. There were still lots of things that reminded her of you, and she thought of you often as well. What else, please? What else for my pile 3's from their mother's higher self? And we have, I couldn't let you get close to me, and it's time for me to heal now. So I hope that this has been helpful. I think the last 2 are quite self-explanatory. So there may have been things that you didn't see eye to eye on, and if there was a lot of past wounding and things like that from your mother's own childhood, then those are what are being healed at the moment. And so yeah, thank you for letting me read for you, and I hope that this resonates. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. I'm sending you so much love and appreciation for letting me read for you, and thanks to your mother's higher self and your guides, my guides and spirit for letting me do this. And please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, as it all helps out the channel. And I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.